Hi guys, our parts are here. They came after a week of waiting from the States, from the Rock Auto Company, and now we are gonna unbox them. So we have got some transmission fluid. It's DW1, and the company is Acen, and it's the company that makes transmission for Acura. So we got 6 bottles of this. Then we also got a filter for the Acura transmission. Here's what it looks like. And this is engine oil filter. So here it is. And this is just a filter we got for our truck. This is the air filter. And it's good quality. Then we got a ball joint. This is sealing compound, and we're gonna use it because we're gonna reinstall the oil pan because it's leaking. So here it is. And we have 2 seals for the transmission. And that's it for this box, but we're waiting for some more parts that we ordered.
And now that we have gotten all of the parts we need, we are going to change them. We are starting by unscrewing the bolts that hold the lid that holds the rear crankshaft seal in place. We are going to change the seal and the O-ring. We are changing the O-ring because it was leaking, and we are going to change the seal because we wouldn't be able to change it after we've changed the O-ring and put the lid back on. My dad is using this tool to peel the lid off because it was glued in place. And after we change the seal and the O-ring, we are also going to glue it back in place. And the lid has started to peel off, and now that it's started peeling, my dad can just pry it off. My dad has gotten the lid off, and up here you can see where the O-ring would go. Now we are going to clean everything so that when we put the lid back on, It will be very clean inside. Here is the inside of the lid. You can see where the O-ring and the seal are going to go. Here are the two seals, the new and the old one. The new seal is the beige one, and now we are going to put it in its place. To put it in its place, my dad is lining it up so we can hammer it into its place. There is a piece of metal that will stop it from going all the way through, so we know once it stops that it is in place fully. We don't want to wreck the seal, so we put the old seal over top of it. So we will hammer on the old seal and it will push the new seal into place. We have gotten the seal fully in place, and here is the O-ring and the spot we are going to put it in. Next, we are using sealing compound and putting it all around the lid so that we can glue it back into its place. We have gotten all of the sealing compound on the lid, and now we are going to put it in place. We also put the O-ring in its place on the lid. We are using Loctite on the screws and then screwing them in so that they are more secure. We are tightening the screws with a torque 104 inch-pound. Our pressure sensor in the transmission was cracked, so we used glue to fix it. We have gotten the pressure sensor fixed, and now we are going to change the axle seal. We used a screwdriver to pop it out, and here's what it looks like. We are going to change it to a new axle seal we got. Here it is. And my dad is cleaning the spot where the axle seal is going to go. Then he sprayed the new axle seal to get it moistened so it would be easier to put in place. Then my dad fitted it into place and is going to use a socket to hammer it in place. There is nothing to stop the seal from going all the way in, so my dad has to be careful to not push the seal too far in. He's making sure it's really low, like straight, so the seal doesn't leak. And now we are going to change the other axle seal. This one's on the other side, and we are going to change it the same way, using a screwdriver to get it out. Here is the seal. This one was in worse condition. The left and right axle seals are different sizes, so you can't mix them up when you are putting them in. Then my dad carefully hammers the axle seal in place, checking so that he doesn't hammer it too far in. Here is the axle seal in place. It looks really nice. And now we are going to change the transmission oil filter. The old transmission oil filter is really rusty, and we got a new one so we can change it. First, my dad is unscrewing everything that holds the transmission oil filter in place. My dad was unscrewing the bolts, and one of the bolts broke, so we are going to have to fix that. Now my dad has unscrewed all of the bolts, and he is going to use a crowbar to try and get access to the transmission oil filter. The small crowbar didn't do it, so my dad got a bigger crowbar, and we have gotten access to the transmission oil filter. Here is the new transmission oil filter we got. And once we have taken the old one off, we will put the new one in place. There is a small O-ring that is right here. It was on that metal piece that gets put into the transmission oil filter to keep it closed. So we are going to just clean the O-ring, and since it was in good condition, we are going to put it back in its place. My dad is using a wrench to unscrew the transmission oil filter. The transmission oil filter has a long trade, so it takes a while to unscrew. Now we have gotten the old oil filter off. The bolts that we broke while we were trying to get access to the oil filter, it is stuck in the part that was holding it. So we are cutting an indent so that we can fit the screwdriver into it so we can unscrew the bolt. Then my dad is heating the bolt up so that the metal thickness changes and so the rust goes away so he can unscrew the bolt while it's hot. Now we've gotten the broken bolt out and we are going to take a new bolt from the old transmission and use that to hold the transmission oil filter in place. Now we are ready to put the transmission oil filter in place. My dad is screwing the transmission oil filter in, and once he's almost gotten it fully screwed in, he is going to use a 24mm wrench to tighten the transmission oil filter. Then my dad is putting the small O-ring back in its spot so that nothing leaks out of the transmission oil filter. And now we can put everything back together. My dad is making sure everything is secure, and here we are taking a bolt off of the old transmission to replace the one that broke. We have changed everything we could reach, and in the next video we will find out if this transmission will work. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Make sure to like and subscribe. Bye!